Now that we have the server built, we need to create some users. Will be equivalent to users at least. If we think of this as a Windows server, you have to create the users before the users can log into them. And a phone system, we have to create the extensions before the phones can log into the server. So we need to log back into our free PBX server, make sure your server is running, then use the web browser to access the web page. Click on Free PBX Administration, log in if you need to. We're going to come up with some menus across the top. One is Applications, and we'll go down to Extensions. We click on Extensions. We need to create an extension. We won't be able to use the Quick Create because it creates the wrong type of extension. We need to add extension, and we'll be using the PJSIP extension type. A couple of careful things to do carefully on here. The first thing is pretty simple, the user extension. We'll be using a three-digit extension, 100, 101, 102, 103. Typically, for our phone systems, we'll use in the 100 range, maybe in the 200 range. We want to stay away from the 300 and 400 and 500 ranges because we'll use those for other things for later on. We'll keep it kind of simple. We'll start out with extension 101. The display name would be the name of the person that this would be associated with. We're just going to keep it just the extension number for right now. The secret, it does want you to have a complex secret code. That will be a little bit harder for later on for administering this though. So we're going to simplify this. Not recommended in a real situation. We want a complex code. We just have to enter this on the phone side. We're not going to do that. We're going to make it just the secret code. It tells me that it's very weak or really weak, and I understand that. I'm going to then go down to link to a default user. By default, it is going to create a new user. There's a newer way of working with extensions and users. We're not going to do any of that. We're going to use it just as pure extensions. So instead of creating a new user, I'm going to do a drop down and don't do anything with users. I'll be done with this tab. And I want to go over to the voicemail tab now. So that'd be it for the general tab. I'll go over to the voicemail tab. Click on the voicemail tab. I do want to enable voicemail. And the voicemail password, again, just to keep it easy, I'm going to create 101. It does have to be numeric because this is what the user will be typing in on the phone keypad. You're not going to have a complex numeric, alphanumeric password. We won't be doing anything with this right now. This will come up later on when we talk about the voicemail. The last thing we need to change is underneath Other. Underneath Other, it gives the option to add to iSymphony. It is on by default. We do not want to do that. What that's going to do is create it in a system that we're really not going to be using. And if later on we decide to change or delete the 101 extension and then recreate it, it's going to say well, you can't recreate it because there's already an account with 101 in iSymphony. And it's kind of difficult to get into there. Under Create Password, Create User, we're going to click No on there as well. And then we can click Submit. So it tells me that I created this extension. I'm going to create another extension. I'm going to create extensions 101, 102, 103, one for each of the phones in our miniature environment. Click Extension. Again, a new PJSIP extension. In this case, it's going to be 102. The display name again will be 102. The secret or the password for that account is going to be 102. I am not going to create a new user. I will create voicemail though, or enable voicemail and give it the 102 password to begin with. Clicking on under, I'm going to say no to add to iSymphony and no to create a user. And I'm going to click Submit. If you notice, it does say apply configuration. None of these things take effect until I apply configuration, but I'll create all three extensions before I actually apply. I'll create 103, display name of 103, and secret of 103. I will not create a new user account. I will enable voicemail with the password of 103. And I will not add to iSymphony and not create a new account. And click Submit. And then I'll click Apply. I now have three extensions which are equivalent to three users. And next we're going to configure the phones so they log in as these extensions.